I turned around a failing business in 24 hours, and here is exactly how I did it. My mom and my stepdad and my sister and almost literally everyone else in my family except for me works at this spa. It is a massage spa called Gravity Spa in Dayton, Ohio. I thought about helping them with marketing for a long time, but the thing is they've never really needed any help because they were getting plenty of appointments and they don't really need me. But this last week I was talking to my mom and she was saying that this week they have been in the red, or last couple of weeks have not been very good. They haven't been getting a lot of appointments coming in because it's the summer months. It's like a slower season. Not as many people are coming in. They're out taking a vacation. And so they thought that there was nothing they could really do to get more appointments coming in. But little did she know her son is the world's best at booking appointments. So I decided to try to help them out and book some appointments even during their slow season. So it started on a Monday afternoon. We all went to go get pizza at this little pizza joint. And I started asking my mom a few questions like, how do you usually get appointments? What makes the most money? What have you tried before? And she said she tried a small SMS campaign a long time ago and she said it worked extremely effectively. They got a ton of clients from a very small SMS campaign, which is no surprise to me because I do SMS every single day and get a ton of clients through SMS as well. So I was asking why they didn't keep doing that, and it was mostly just because they didn't really know how to do it. So in the pizza restaurant, I just asked her, did she bring her laptop so we could start working on the campaign right now? And this is a very important key. The problem I see a lot of people having is that they just wait for inspiration to come to them. They don't be proactive and just start doing things as quickly as possible. So take action as quickly as you can. If they didn't do this, obviously they'd still be in the red. They'd still have almost no appointments in their calendar. And I just forced them to take action as quickly as we could. So while we're eating barbecue chicken pizza, we hopped on our laptops and started working on the campaign. Now, if you don't know, basically a texting campaign is just reaching out to people that have booked an appointment before, people that have come in before, any leads that you have, a lead list of people that might be interested in your service. We're reaching out to them via a text message, or you can also do an email campaign or a calling campaign, whatever. But you're just reaching out to them via text and saying, hey, I just want to see if you want to come in sometime this week. And this works extremely well because it almost costs nothing. It's very cheap to send out text or emails or to call people, obviously, and it is extremely effective. So usually you'll get like a 10 to 20% response rate on an SMS campaign, maybe a 1% response rate on an email campaign. When you're cold calling people, you might get 20% people picking up the phone, right? And if you're running a Facebook ad, it costs a lot of money. We're trying to convert the hardest to convert, which is people that are cold, that have no clue who we are. We're trying to get them to buy something from us, and it's expensive. So trying to see if we can get access to a database of all of the people that have come in and booked an appointment before. We found and uncovered a database with 30,000 contacts of people that have come in over the course of the last 11 years. It also allowed me to do some unique searches. So I searched people that have recently booked an appointment within the last 90 days. So maybe they came in and they had an appointment and it was good, and it's been a few months or whatever, so they might be looking to come in again. Now, the software she was using for this email and phone number list would not let me download the list at all. For some reason, it just wouldn't let me do it. So I had to get a scraping tool. So I got Instant Data Scraper, and in the pizza restaurant, I'm just scraping a whole bunch of data from that list. I then downloaded that list of people that have booked within the last 90 days, and I sent it to myself. Then I imported it into Go High Level. If you don't know what Go High Level is, it's basically just like a ClickFunnels or a website builder plus a CRM on crack. It does a ton of different stuff. It helps you book appointments, helps you text people or email people or call people, all that jazz. And I wanted to try to get as many appointments in the door as soon as we possibly could. So I tried to set up a campaign that night. Now, the list had 900 contacts that have recently booked over the last 90 days. And at this point, it's about 8 p.m. So it's getting late, but I still want to try to test this. I didn't know if we were going to have a lot of traction, so I wanted to do a small test. So I uploaded 50 contacts to a workflow. Now, the workflow is just something that will automate sending out text or emails or anything else. The message that sent was, hey, contact first name, sorry to bother. This is Marion from Gravity Spa. I wanted to see if you wanted to come in sometime this week for a massage. Just had some availability and thought I might ask. You free sometime this week? Now, it is late. It's 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. by the time I'm trying to send this message, but it actually can work a lot better if you do it later in the day because a lot of people are home and they're not at work and busy during the day. And if they're usually home and they're on their phone, whatever, or they're watching TV, they have the time to respond back to your text message. So I taught my mom how to use the software, how to respond back to anybody that was interested. And then I sent off the 50 messages, and I went off with my brother just to knock on doors to try to get people interested in lawn mowing services. And within 10 minutes, she sent me a text back saying that she got a little nibble. Someone was kind of interested. And then 5 minutes later, she said she got an appointment, and then another appointment, and another appointment. So within the first 30 minutes, we got 3 appointments booked just from sending out 50 messages. Theoretically, if we sent out to all the contacts, we should be able to get 54 appointments using that same math. So I set up the campaign to go out to the rest of the contacts for the next day. So we were going to set it up to send at 10 a.m. the next day. We were going to do 30 messages per minute. So if we were able to book 3 meetings every 50 messages, now we should be able to book 3 meetings every 2 minutes, which is insane. And also, this is just 900 contacts. There's also a list of people that have booked this year or last year or over the last 10 years. There's 30,000 contacts that we can reach out to. The next day, I'm hopping on calls, and my mom texts me saying that the text accidentally went out to the owner, the boss. But the owner kind of was a little scared or upset that we were sending these messages. We kept it going, and then a few hours later, I said, hey, are you getting any responses? And she said, a ton of responses. Could you please slow it down? So I stopped the campaign. We'd only sent to about 500 contacts, and there was going to be 900 contacts in this total list, right? But we only sent to the 500 and stopped it from there. Now, we also had a follow-up text that was going to go out, so a text 3 hours later. But I looked at the Go High Level account, and there was so many responses of people saying that they were interested. I told her that she needs to stay on top of it because we need to strike while the iron's hot. Whenever you're texting somebody and they respond back, yes, I'm interested, and then you just make them sit there and wait for 4 hours to respond back, oh, okay, great, are you free to chat, Tuesday at 10 a.m., whatever, it's not really going to work really well. So you always want to try to respond as quickly as you can to them, usually within the first 5 minutes. So we try to respond as quickly as we could to all these contacts, and then another text went out again 3 hours later to the same contacts, just a follow-up text, and the follow-up text said, hate to be annoying, let me know if you're free this week or early next week. Now, a few people did get mad at the second text because it was a little early. It was only 3 hours later, so it's like about 1 p.m. So I might, if I were to do this again, I probably would do this a day later and maybe offer something else that's maybe an incentive. So something like, hey, are you free to come in early next week? We're going to give 10% off, right? So then it seems like a special deal if you say yes now. So we had more and more replies coming in throughout the day. She had a total of 10 appointments for that week. By the end of the day, we had 57 appointments booked in. And then the next day, we got another 12 appointments booked in. So it's like 60 or 70 appointments booked in for just that week. And again, the 12 that came in the next day, we didn't send any more messages the next day. So that was just 12 that kept coming in over the course of the night. So that's exactly how I turned around a business in 24 hours. And this is a consistent system that we can use every single week. We only sent to 500 contacts, and we have 30,000 more to send to. And even if we send to everybody, we can send everybody a message again next month and next month because people want a massage usually every month. So I can go to people that have booked over the last 180 days or the last 2 years. And this is just SMS. There's also so many other ways of booking appointments, like cold calling them or calling obviously the leads that have come in, or even just emailing them, right? Because we have all their emails. Or even just when someone comes in and books an appointment, we just have an automatic text that goes out the next day and saying, hey, I just want to see if you wanted to book your next appointment for next month. We'll give you 10% off if you book now. Since I've been doing marketing over the last 4 or 5 years, I've noticed a lot of things, a lot of cracks that happen in a lot of businesses where they can maximize their potential, but they aren't doing it. And so there's just very simple things where we don't have to spend money on ads. We don't even have to market ourselves, and we can make a ton more money just by leveraging or just tweaking a few things, right? Just sending a simple text out to people or just changing the script when someone's done with their appointment. Even simple things like I went to the office the other day and a guy was done with his appointment. And so he walks out of his appointment and everybody just says, all right, bye, have a good one. We could easily change that to when would be a good time to come in next month? I have right now August the 18th available at 3:30 p.m. Does that sound good? Right? Just giving them a yes or no answer. So now we just gave them, even if they say no, we'll still get some people to convert or say yes, rather than having them to go off on their own and then thinking about a massage again and then having to book an appointment or they forget about it, right? If we just book them in right there, we can convert a lot more people. That's something very simple we can do and get a ton more appointments rather than just letting a lead walk out the door. Or even someone called and they said, hey, do you guys have a couple massages today? And they just said, no, we don't. And hangs up, right? I'm like, what are you doing? And the business just doesn't know any better, so I can't really blame them for this. But if someone calls and says, hey, I want to pay you today, do you have any availability? Either we open up today and we say, yeah, let me try to open up something for you. Maybe we can call a few therapists and get some people in so that we can have a couple massages today, because I'm sure the therapists would love to make more money. Or we could also say, no, I don't have today, but I have tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Would you be open to that? Rather than just hanging up the phone and losing that lead. That person, because think of it, right? That person sat there on their phone. They look at massage places. They saw one in the local area. They called you, and they wouldn't be calling you unless they're willing to and ready to pay. So it's just a waste of money letting that lead run away when we've done all this work. We spent 10 years trying to establish this really good business, and then we just don't even have the decency to try to convert a few leads. So if you own a business, you have to play the game to win. You cannot just start a business and expect people to pay you what you think you're worth. You have to be strategic, and you have to just take action as quickly as possible and actually put in the work. If you want me to help you book 50 appointments in one day, I'm trying to help any business. Guaranteed more appointments or leads or clients within the first 2 weeks. Again, guaranteed. So if you're interested in that, you can book a call directly with me below. I love you. Talk to you soon.